let's go ahead and get started. So with if you've ever been to a BNI meeting, we also record these meetings. They basically start when I say welcome, and then my son edits everything out so that everything's ready to be put on the learning center of the website, psduniversity.com. So welcome everybody. Mr. Kern made it. So guys, welcome. This is my official welcome. Kyle, who's editing. Welcome to PSD University's Inner Circle Mastermind meeting. We're excited to have a wonderful mentor on today to talk about marketing in your business, the different things that you could do to stay professional and to stay in front of the people that you're trying to be in front of. So we're going to go through the normal process, which is the welcomes, the commercials, and then news, okay? And then we're going to go into the mentor moment like usual. So I'll go ahead and start. My name is Michael Reed. I'm the president and CEO of Process Server Daily. I am the administrator for PSD University, which is an online platform for networking and learning in the legal profession. So that's me. Let's go ahead and pitch it off to the next person on video, which is Mr. Jacob.
Hey guys, Jacob Davis, Rocket Courier here in San Antonio, Texas, where we are rocket fast.
Yes, you are. We're rocket fast. Well, thank you also, Jacob, for your pre-show help there. I definitely appreciate that. Okay, let's go to Melissa.
Hi, I'm Melissa Thomas from Deer Park, Texas, right outside Houston. We are process servers that take it to the next level by getting them served.
That's right. Welcome, Melissa. All right, we got Pete.
Hey, it's Pete Gentili. I am mobile process service. I serve, I run, I file, I do it all. And I deliver. And you caught me doing a run going from Sacramento to LA.
Are you going to the airport, Pete?
Which one?
No, are you getting on a plane? Okay.
Let's just say I'm going to be flying, but it's not going to be on a plane, okay?
Okay, well, let's talk about that after. All right. You can keep your flying to yourself. All right, let's see here. We'll go to the next one. Mr. Kern.
Michael Kern, CEO of Direct Legal Support. We cover all of Los Angeles and throughout California. Our motto is that we never leave work undone.
That's good. That's good, Mike. You did have something, I love that. I love that motto. You had another one though, right? It was like done right, or no, the difference. Feel the difference, or know the difference?
It's discover the difference.
Discover the difference. Yeah, yeah. I like that one too.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've been using that for about 10 years.
Okay, yeah, good. Good. Okay, welcome. And Mike is our mentor. He'll be talking today about, probably read it in the email that was sent out, but yep. So welcome. Ruben.
Hey everybody, this is Ruben with Lockjaw Legal Processor. Every case.
He locks his jaw in every case, in case you didn't catch that. All right. You broke up a little bit. Okay.
All right.
That's all right. Welcome. All right. Looks like we have Robin.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Do you want to do your intro?
I just got back from Mexico.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I saw your pictures. You got like 20,000 of them.
Yeah, Martinelli Investigations, private investigation and process serving in Georgia. This is a case that I'm preparing that I arrested a unlicensed private investigator.
Oh, yeah. That's
now
definitely.
I got to put the case together.
Wow. Wow, that's definitely something we can learn from you in regards to not, if you're not a PI, be careful, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, welcome. Definitely good to have you. Eric.
Eric Neal and Associates. Sorry, I'm not going to be here too long, but I, of course, the dog's going now. But yeah, we do bank verification, locates and verifications for 100 hit, 5 no hit. We do place employment verification, locates and verification, 65 $75 depending on the case, no hit, no fee. And address locate's $50, no hit, no fee. We lock our rocket up on every blast off, and we are awesome. They say emulation is like what the best kind of flattery, or I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, that's good stuff, man. I love it.
I don't think it was. I don't think it was. But anyway, have a good one.
That's good. No, welcome. Welcome. All right. Looks like we have Jason.
You could have like used a piece from everybody and just made it one, and that would have like been the icing on the cake.
I am too hyped up.
Oh, you can do it. You can do it.
Ibuprofen right now to too much. My sciatica right now is through the roof. I cannot think. That's the best I could do.
There it is. That's your logo. That's your.
My sciatica is through the roof. Don't piss me off right now.
Sciatica through the roof. Okay, we also have Pete, flying high between the two of you guys. Okay. All right, let's go on to professional. Let's go on to Jason. Mr. Burke. You might not be available to intro yourself, but you can unmute yourself if you want to do that. Definitely welcome. And then Tony, you're welcome to also unmute yourself if you're able to. Okay, this is the opportunity to introduce yourself. You guys can.
How's everybody doing?
Oh, is that Tony?
This is me. I'm sorry I do not have a webcam in my office.
You're
I'm
fine.
working late tonight, so.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Tony Helfrich with Alacrity Legal Services. We serve all of Alabama, Mississippi, and the Panhandle of Florida.
Perfect. Well, welcome. Definitely good to have you. Tony's a new guy here with us, and we definitely want to welcome everyone. So, again, Jason, as we're going here, if you're find yourself in a spot you want to intro yourself, you just unmute and start talking, and we'll
He
do
said
it.
he doesn't have a mic.
Oh, okay.
He put in the comments.
I have no mic today. You got me, man. You got another mic too. We got two mics. All right. Let's go ahead and get right into it. The news.
That's double your trouble.
Double trouble. Okay, we got Mighty Mike and Magic Mike over there.
Y'all are both trouble.
I like that Magic Mike. I'm going to have to think about that one.
Yeah, you better look that one up first before you start using it. Okay. So some news. This is a portion of the program where we talk about news. I don't know if we want to just get into it, but if you guys haven't heard, I'll see if I can find it here real quick. But the process server who was shot, and you guys might know more about it than me, but process server that was shot, he actually, they have audio on it where the guy said something. Does anybody want to highlight that? Talk about that?
Yeah, I can
Oh,
touch
he
it.
didn't have a
real
gun.
quick. I came across it early this morning. I forget who posted it early, and I mean the audio's there. The guy pretty clearly told him, "Get the hell out of here, or I'm going to shoot you." In the roundabout way, he just said straight up, "You'll be dead." And I think he had to repeat himself 3 times, and in the video is pretty clear. The guy walked off and then went back and talked to him again, and quite honestly, I think that.
Hold on a minute. Are you talking about the same video where the guy got shot in the back, leaving?
Like in his arm, yeah.
Right. Okay. Okay. So, what imminent threat did the process server give to the homeowner when he was doing his job?
Well, I'm not saying that I agree with it by any means. I'm just saying that there's audio where the guy is telling him to leave, to get off his property.
Yeah, that's the latest. That's the latest thing. We actually have audio of him actually threatening the process server, like, "We're gonna, you'll be dead if you don't leave." And so it's not.
I'm not saying by any means that I agree with what transpired, but the guy did tell him more than.
I'm right there with you, Jacob. I mean, it's not, you're not giving an excuse to that guy, but it's still a horrible thing. But at the same time, kind of, you don't want to be putting yourself in situations where.
Yeah, because at the end he said, "Well, I'll just wait for you over here in the yard."
Yeah, but he showed his hands. He showed his hands the whole time. He's not a threat. Who actually shoot somebody in their back at the end of their property. What a threat is that?
No, I agree with you.
He was nuts.
Yeah.
He was crazy for sure.
Yeah.
I know, but Mr. Rocket, tell me what threat. Tell me what a threat. You're inside your house. You tell somebody to leave. They're already gone. You shoot them in their bag. So I'm just confused about that.
I agree with you. I didn't see no threat.
We mute.
Who is it?
Somebody's got some.
Okay, we need some help here. There we go.
What happened, Mike?
Yep, just
If I can add to that, you know, so he didn't pose any sort of threat, and I don't think it's really a testament to the guy should get away with shooting him. But at the same time, a process server's got to have a little bit of a head about themselves when they're out in the field and know, even if it's wrong of the other party, you could be putting yourself in danger at any moment. I had a server actually out in Phoenix City the other day, had a defendant show up at his house.
Wow.
wow.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I just want to bring it up there, and then just to kind of, oh, somebody's waiting apparently. Hold on. Want to bring it up there to kind of just like comment on it. You know, the idea that, you know, this guy, big old cheeser over here, cheesing it up. You know, he's crazy. Like, this is where like I get some people, and we, you know, I know everyone's in different areas of the country, and we all may have different views on it. Okay, so don't beat me up here, but when people talk about not having, you know, like, oh, I don't need a gun, I'm not going to carry a gun, blah, blah, blah. If you're a process server, like, this could have gone a lot worse, right? It was bad. This is like one of the worst case scenarios you can have, but it could have gone a lot worse. And so just know that, like, even though someone may seem normal, like if I was serving this guy, I would think he was a nice guy. I mean, look at him. Like a nice guy, a little crazy right there. But
Looks like a psychotic guy, Mike.
yeah, but I'm saying though, and this is more crazy. The other one, he didn't seem so crazy. This one's like, I'm going to prison for a long time, you know.
The guy that shot was an elected official.
No,
Right.
I think he
I don't
ran.
think he got elected.
I don't think he was ever elected. I think he just ran for office.
Yeah.
Right, he ran for office.
Yeah.
So,
So
like, he knows better too.
yeah,
Well, and he was arrested the next day after he bonded out.
He ran for governor.
There you go. There you go.
Oh,
Yeah.
remember he did a thing where he was planning, like he planned, although he said it would never happen, where he planned to shoot up like high school students and stuff. Like this guy is one troubled event after another.
yeah.
Well, me and Mike Kerr were talking about this yesterday, and I can't believe the video actually came from the guy's house. So what attorney would go, hey, this is some great damn video. Look at this. You'd like to have it? I mean, what attorney went? I just couldn't believe it, because they were looking for, they were doing an investigation. They were looking for film around the neighborhood. It says, oh, I got my film right here.
Yeah.
That was the most damaging thing.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, you guys. So I just wanted to, for anyone who's kind of just like head down in the car serving, like, this is something that's going on or something that happened, and you guys got to be safe out there and look out for this kind of thing. Let's touch on it real bit.
Mike, I just want, okay.
No, go ahead.
No, I just wanted to comment on that. I had a piece of news myself, but I just wanted to comment on that. I used to do, and a lot of people think I'm by the computer a lot, but for quite a while, I did repo work, and not car repo, but actually going to someone's house and repoing their equipment for different, like Comcast and different places like that.
Like
And
furniture?
that's part of the thing. Like you need to have a sense about you too. If someone is I had a guy threaten me with a bat, and you know, I left and I went back to my car, and he came out of his house with a bat, and I just called the police. And I never got his equipment. You know, the police weren't going to help with that. I never got his equipment, but you know, you never know. Someone can spout off a threat, and you don't know if they're being like, is it really worth your honor of doing the serve, or me honor of doing the repo or my job? Is it really worth, if you get a sense of anything, is it really worth even being there? Doesn't matter if it's justified or not. Is it worth it? And I don't know.
In the back. He shot him in the back.
Right, but he knew, but he was warned, and I'm not saying it was right in the least. It was completely 100% wrong and that guy's fault. But he was given that sense that there's danger in the air, that maybe I should back off.
No, stand your ground. Stand your ground.
So, yeah. So,
Okay.
Mike, if you don't mind, I just want to throw out a quick piece of news on
For sure.
on a much, I would say, somewhat lighter. There's so I posted a little article earlier. I don't know how many people saw it, but just recently, LexisNexis settled near $1 million, and I don't even remember right now the exact details of the case. It was something that they weren't supposed to be doing something with the records, and it was New York and their data and whatnot, and it cost New York, like, I don't know, something, a lot of money, near $1 million or whatever. But this is LexisNexis Accurate. So this is a good reminder. Like, I always have 2 data vendors, and it does cost me a little more money, but I always have 2 data vendors. If you lose, now for process servers, I don't know, it might not be such of a big deal, but if you do a lot of skip tracing, if you lose, and we do, and we do the collection, that's our permissible purpose. We do the, just for those that might be in this group that bust private investigators without licenses, we stay right within our permissible purpose. But, we, just FYI, but no, seriously though, but just kind of stresses the point why it's always good to have a backup. Like, we use built as a backup. So now, just in case, the reason I have a backup is just in case something happened on my end, like, or just I got shut down for whatever reason, whatever crazy reason. But you never know. Like, you never know when something's going to happen. IDI stock fluctuates rapidly. LexisNexis just got hit with $1 million, which is probably not a big deal to them, but or at least a huge deal to them. It's not going to shut them down. But you never know what can happen in today's environment with all the data issues and whatever. It might be wise for people that do use data vendors to think about having even something that just costs them an extra $50 a month, like Microbuild or like Locate Plus, although I hate to say that, but like anything like that, another data vendor that just has a backup if you use a data vendor. So I just want to throw that out there, that there are things happening,
No, that's
but
good.
the man got shot for doing his job. The man got shot for doing his job. It's simple as that. I couldn't sue his ass quick enough. I mean, he got shot for doing his job. What was he supposed to do? Sit out at the street and go, "Hey, can you come get this for me?" I mean, literally, he got shot for doing his job. Just like the police officer didn't do anything to the person that put water all over him, and now he's getting arrested because it was on film. He got shot for doing his job. I mean, he walked away. I don't care if he threatened him or screamed at him and hollered at him. He got shot for doing his job.
But I've been in a situation like that where the guy scared the crap out of me. He told me one time, "Get off my property." That's all it took, was one time. Because if you've got some common sense, at least the way I look at it, I'm always going to figure that they could come out, especially here in the great state of Texas. Everybody carries. Okay, maybe not everybody, but most people carry. And it's like, think. And if somebody says, "Leave my property," and you don't leave, I don't agree with the guy getting shot. That was horrible. But at the same time, he was warned multiple times and chose to be dumb. And then the other guy chose to be dumber. So, it was just dumb and dumber going on there.
Well, true, but I mean, you have to be held accountable a little bit. Melissa, what did you think about the 2 police officers that were on the horse with the guy with the rope? I'm like, okay.
That's horrible. That's poor. That's very poor judgment.
There needs to be accountability. They could have called a squad car. They could have called a squad car. They could have. This man was homeless. Where was he going to go?
Yeah.
What was he going to do? I mean, so to me, there needs to be accountability even for homeowners.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Absolutely.
So this is really bad, and this is a lot of crazy stuff going on. And so I appreciate the passion that goes into the industry and definitely goes back into helping others. And we want to lift each other up, right? We want to lift this thing up together and help everyone. On a much lighter note, as a PSD Inner Circle member, you guys are qualified to be an affiliate, a PSD affiliate, and so I'm just going to show you guys really quick, just a couple minutes here. I'm going to show you guys how you can log in and get your affiliate code. So if you go to psduniversity.com and you scroll all the way down to the bottom, you will see a little link that says become an affiliate. Now, the reason why you would do this, let me tell you, you click it right here. I give 25% of everything that comes in to PSD to my affiliates. So you might be wondering, like, well, Inner Circle is only $40 a month. Like, you know, well, one of the biggest things that I do is automation domination, where I build the website out for my customers, and I charge $1,000 up front for that. And so if you get someone to sign up with me and they click on this link, it'll automatically track. It'll, from their IP address, it'll automatically track. So if they sign up 2 months from now, a month, 2 years from now, whenever they sign up, that little affiliate code will automatically go through on the purchase page, where you will get a check for $250. So I'm building websites, you know, there's $1,000 sign up fee now, and then, you know, and then $99 a month after their free trial. So when I build these websites for people, so if it's something you guys, you know, someone who wants a website, I'll do it for them, you know, for the same fee, the $1,000, and then you get $250, and then you get $25 every month that they stay signed up. So, and the websites that I build are generally would cost you $3,000 to $5,000. So they're getting a great deal anyway. So I just want to let you guys know, as you guys are the only ones that I'm going to allow to be affiliates, because I don't want just every Joe like going out there being an affiliate. There are a lot of professional affiliate marketers that could do good for me, but they don't know the industry, and they don't know anything about this. So you could go get your affiliate link. You just click right here. It will say your affiliate link. You just copy it, or you can select it from one, you know, from the automation masterclass, and it'll drop them immediately into the page where they can sign up for the automation, and it has your link already in there. So that's it. If you guys have any questions about that, I could definitely help you. I don't want to spend a whole bunch of time on that, but Inner Circle Mastermind members are the only ones that I'm allowing to be affiliates. So I'm hoping there's some engagement with that. If not, I'll open it up to everybody, people who aren't Inner Circle members.
Well, I think that's a great idea, Mike, just because, you know, when someone's an affiliate, you don't know how they're going to advertise your product. You don't know how they're going to,
Right.
You know, work it, and there's danger in that too. So I think that's a perfect idea for Inner Circle members.
Well, yeah, and if you're able to make some extra money at it too, right? Like if you just,
there's that too, yeah.
yeah, if you just get one person a month, you know, it's $250 you didn't have, right? So, all right, you guys, let's go ahead. I didn't really ask is there any other news you guys want to share? Okay.
Nah, I don't want to share it.
Oh, come on. You got to now. Mr. PI guy, Mr. PI guy.
All right, I'll do it. I'll go ahead. Yeah, so the last time, maybe a month and a half ago, we spoke, and you know, we talked about the whole private investigator thing, and you know, Magic Mike and Mighty Mike, and I think Robin was on at that time as well, and you guys, you know, said, well, why wouldn't you, you know, kind of do it? You had the opportunity. So yeah, so I got my license, and I am
license.
I am licensed under a female, as a matter of fact, Robin, here in San Antonio. And,
under a female, huh?
It's I mean, yeah, it's an alias, but so yeah, I'm working under a female investigator here in San Antonio, and it's been really cool. I've been doing surveillance at night and early mornings and different stuff, mixing it in with everything else, and she's really cool. So I'm enjoying it so far. So thank y'all for the advice, and I really appreciate it.
Good. Thanks for sharing that. For sure.
Mike, can I say one thing?
Yeah.
I want to give you the advice that person that gave you that one opportunity, that person that gave you that license, don't ever burn that bridge if you want to open up your own company. I mean, I never, you know, even though we don't speak now, but I never burned my bridge with Paul a long time ago. I just never did. You know, I never took business away, anything, and I gained more business. So you'll do a lot better by not even contacting those clients. You can go get your own. There's enough business. There's enough process serving. There's enough PI locate that you can do. And if you go do that, sometimes that really, really upsets the owner that's giving you an opportunity.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Good stuff. Yep, become PI, whatever you can, diversify in your business. Definitely good. So we got Mr. Kern. He's going to be the mentor. Looks like he's on the phone. We'll give him a couple minutes here. But If you guys have another screen up or whatever, and you want to take notes, we're going to be talking about email signatures and how to use constant contact. So you guys know I'm a marketer. That's my thing. There's a few different platforms out there, but constant contact is one of the best ones to be able to have reoccurring things happen once a new contact comes in. And so, Mike, we can go ahead and turn it over to you whenever you're ready.
So, Mike, when you say email signatures, are you talking about like your contact information, your confidential information, like the privilege and confidential statement, or are you talking about something else?
No, we're talking about like kind of like MailChimp. It's kind of like keeping
okay.
Marketing. Yeah. And like also like getting surveys and things like that you can send to your customers via that, so that you know.
Well, since I may not stay here, I'll say it real quick. Something that I like in my email signature, and it's more adversarial though. It's we report to the credit bureaus, to the business credit bureaus, and I kind of like to throw that out there just as like, hey, pay on time, and we're going to help you. We're going to give you a solid trade line. Don't pay on time, and that's going to hurt you. And it's just, but we don't say that. We just kind of put in there. We report monthly, to business trade lines, credit report, and we just like
good thing.
Actively throw that in there, and I have that on every email signature.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Thanks for that, Eric. I appreciate that.
Yeah, for that adversarial piece of.
Yeah, I mean, that's something you got to consider whether you want to do that or not. But you're kind of in that industry of collection. It's like, hey, you don't pay. That's exactly what they do, right? So that's good. Mike, are you ready?
I was trying to figure out what the agenda was. I was trying to look at it, but.
Oh, for the meeting overall?
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically, let's go ahead and talk about that just real quick. So whenever, every single meeting, what we have is we do our welcomes. I do a welcome. We do our commercials where each person kind of introduces themselves and talks about their business a little bit, like a 60-second commercial, essentially, introduction. And then we go into news and then it's the mentor moment every meeting. So that's the agenda. So if you guys, while we're doing that, go ahead and put in the chat there. Go ahead. It looks like people are already doing it. Our regulars are doing it, but go ahead and put your information in so that we can publish that on the Learning Center and in the group so you guys can have the videos, which is behind 2 weeks. So that should be coming up here pretty quick. Let's see, process daily. Yeah, Mike, whenever you're ready.
All right. Few things that are happening more and more with process server companies. I'm telling people to beware of when another process server company or process server comes to you and says, hey, I'm a process server and I'm from XYZ process, or I belong to these professional associations. We're finding a lot of process server companies will take the work with no money up front, figuring, well, they got to be reputable because we're a process serving company. I'm telling people to do their due diligence. If someone says that they're a part of a professional organization in a particular state, you have no recourse out of state unless they belong to an organization such as NAPS, CalSPRO, FAPS, Texas, and so forth. There's 12 different state associations. And for example, we had one today that a guy wanted me from Florida to send a job, sends me a job, says he's a processor, and he has clearly that he is a member of FAPS. Of course, the first thing I do is I look it up and find out that the individual is not a member of FAPS, and nor is his company, but he's got it on his email saying he is. So when I turned around and told him, hey, listen, I'm going to need prepayment. You're not a member of FAPS, which I happen to be one. I said, I'm sorry, I'll do the job, but I'm going to need a copy of the check or credit card because I'm not going to try to chase you down for my service fee and I'm 3,000 miles away. Well, all process servers are trustworthy. Well, I started to laugh and he got kind of mad at me today. And I said, well, I wish that was true, but unfortunately, I beg to differ. And so after going back and forth, I said, listen, if you want us to do it, we'll do it. We'll get it done, but I'm going to need a copy of the check or credit card. So begrudgingly, he gave it to me. But I'm getting phone calls all the time as the tech chair. Hey, what do you do about people that don't pay? I'm like, listen, don't take on the job unless you have your expectations met. There's an old famous saying, inspect what you expect. You expect to get paid. If the person has no intention to pay you by sending you a copy of check or a credit card, they never intended to pay you more than likely. I've had a person when I had something rush job the other day and they charged me $250 to get it done. The guy goes, hey, you know, I know who you are. I know you're trustworthy, but I expect our policies, we have to have credit card. Fine, here, give you my credit card right over the phone. You got a form you want me to fill out? I'll fill it out. I need to get it done. I'm not out to beat anybody. I want to make sure they get paid. So I'm telling you guys as a group that you guys need to make sure that whatever someone tells you they are, verify what they are. That they belong to this association. They are who they say they are. You're going to find out people have you do the job. And listen, if the client serve somebody and you serve it, even if you don't turn in an affidavit, the service can still be valid, because if the person answers the complaint, your proof of service doesn't make any difference. They don't even need your proof of service anymore. They've already answered the case. They're good. It's only if they don't answer and they have to default. So that'd be number one. Number two, this same particular person, matter of fact, I had it twice in the past 24 hours. I'm getting people constantly sending jobs where it says, hey, did you serve that paper I sent you yesterday on a rush? Thanks, B. Who is B? His email is something at Gmail. I found out later it's a process company from another state. And I'm going, who is this? Because I don't know who he is. Oh, this is so-and-so. No email signature, no phone number, no name, and he's using some generic Gmail. It's a big pet peeve. I'll get job quotes where I'll send out to a particular state that I want to know who is in that particular state that can serve this paper for me. Like we put up on the different Facebook groups or on Facebook or whatever we're doing. We're putting out job quotes saying, hey, can someone handle a job in XYZ? Well, when we put it out, you'll get people all the time say $50 and I can get it done today, send it over. But you don't know who they are. And people will send it because, hey, it was cheap and I want to get it done as cheap as possible. Listen, cheap is not better. You don't know if the person can have a professional email to know who they are, what they expect, what's the turnaround. All they see is $50 and you're going to sign up for it. Let me tell you, that $50 is going to cost you more than $100, because now you're going to have to follow up with this person. You're going to have to track them down. You've sent them the money, or you didn't, or you're going to find out 2 weeks later he hasn't done anything. So I'm trying to tell you guys that, listen, you get what you pay for. If you want cheap, now sometimes cheap is great. I have to admit, sometimes, you know, hey, it's really cheap. I told one guy the other day he was charging $35 for a paper. It's too cheap. I'm going to send you 60. Really? Well, I said, listen, you know, you're underselling yourself. The going rate is this. You should at least get this. You know, you should charge more. But hey, if you only want 35 and I'll give you 60, fine, I'll send you 60. You know, I know what I'm charging for it. I'm good with it. I just want to make sure you're going to do the job. You're going to get me back the info as quickly as possible so I can get the affidavit to my client. And that's the important part. Those are the key things that I see a lot are happening in masses. Or you're seeing on Facebook groups lately today, people wanting to learn how to serve process. Now, I'm all about education and teaching people to serve process, but when they're taking up a whole Facebook group all day asking 100 questions, how do you bill? How do you do an affidavit? How do you charge? How do you market this? My God, I didn't know I was being a consultant. You know, I appreciate that people want to learn, and there's lots of different softwares and there's lots of different techniques. I'm sure a lot of you can attest to it, from Charles to Pete to Michael to, you know, Jacob and especially Robin. Robin and me do a lot of marketing, you know, and I just don't get it with people. You know, I want to train people. I want to help people. And as you know, Michael, here in California, we're limited on what we can train a process server to do unless they're our employee, because otherwise they're not an IC.
Well, I think, you know, I'll speak on that, Mike. You know, like I've said before, I've been a supervisor for 12 years for the county. You know, I have my own team, you know, 9 staff, and I've always had, you know, 9 to 10 staff, you know, with the county. And I think that, you know, what I have seen out of people is that there's 2 kinds of people. It's the person that wants to learn, and it's the person who just wants an answer. So those posts that we're seeing a lot of, I think, are just the people who just want an answer, that they're not wanting to learn. And by doing that, you're not going to retain it. You know, so they're going to ask that same question 2 weeks later because they didn't retain it. You know, right. they just received an answer on how to put triage right at that minute with whatever they were dealing with. And there is quite a bit of it. It seems the last couple of weeks we've seen a lot of it, where people are like, teach me how to be a process server in this post right here. And then, right. You know, and I see the frustrations because, you know, there's some folks have been in the profession for a long time, that are commenting and saying, hey man, go learn, like go somewhere else and go learn. So it's kind of a slippery slope, because there are a lot of folks that like us here at this table that are myself, I'll speak for myself, wanting to learn and asking questions, but also retaining that, not and trying to know where to find the answers. Anytime I look for something regarding another state, I don't just want the quick answer. I'll go look it up. My wife is working with me now, like I told you guys, and I'll tell her, well, look up that statute. What does the code say on that? So that we can try to retain that, but in some of those groups, man, I mean, it's horrendous. I mean, yeah, it's going on a lot.
Yeah, and unfortunately it is, and we're seeing the moderation going on back and forth, and especially in the NAPS Facebook group, which is great. I like that people are commenting and people are talking about, and they're welcoming people, and they say, hey, can I help? And then of course you get the people that just basically want you to hold their hand.
Yeah.
And that's not what it's about. Hey, if you guys didn't, I like the ones where they talk about, have you encountered this situation? What would you guys do on this? Now, I think that's great. I mean, look at this guy with the process server that got shot. I mean, there's no way that guy should have got shot. But at the same time, guy would have told me, I'm sure there was of course, I couldn't see the gun from the defendant's point of view, the guy that actually shot him, but the guy's threatening to shoot you. I'm sure he had the gun in his hand or something. I'm not taking any chances. No matter how much you're getting paid for this service, get off the property.
Yeah.
There's an old saying, two wrongs don't make a right. Even if you're right, you could be dead right. In that case, that guy could have been dead. He might have been right. He might have had legal precedence to go ahead and serve that paper, but he could have got shot and been dead.
And I'll speak in generality for us here. There was another process server, I think, at the end of last week or so. It was a female where she indicated that she had been assaulted, and she had walked back to her vehicle, and the guy followed her to her vehicle. But in the post, she talked about how he told her to leave, to get off of his property. She didn't do that. She just, who knows what, but somehow she was assaulted. And I know there was a lot of, there was over 100 comments, I think, on that thing. But at the end of the day, he told her to leave. And she said she, got in her car and then, was trying to log in the attempt or whatever, and through Serve Manager or whatever app, that she utilizes. Get in your car and go down the street. I mean, go around the block. I mean, we have to be smarter. People are crazy today,
Yeah.
And
if
by no means am I saying that she deserved to get assaulted, but I agree with you completely. We have to be smarter about what we're doing,
We've got pretty strict laws in Georgia that if somebody tells you to leave and you don't leave, you can be arrested as a TPO.
Mm-hmm.
So I assume when somebody tells me to leave, even I don't care what I'm doing, investigating process server, I damn sure don't go back, and none of my staff go back. I mean, we're just done. I mean, I have to call the attorney saying, look, I'm not going to risk going to jail or a TPO against this. And that's another thing. You have to make sure your client doesn't have a TPO against them.
Right.
I can't tell you how many times private investigators process service have been arrested in my state because they didn't ask the person that they were investigating or serving papers for, why are we doing this? What is your background? The first thing I do is do a background on my client and go pull their paperwork, because I could be liable if there's a TPO in another state, or TPO by another judge, or just a meek restraining order. I could literally go to jail, be fined, be arrested, all kinds of stuff. So I err on caution.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing. People are just not using good common sense practice, and I don't know why. It's sad. I mean, I've been assaulted, I've been shot at, I've been stabbed, I've been attacked, I've had a pit bull rip off my arm apart. I mean, it goes on and on what's happened over my 30-plus year career in this. And, I look back, could I have done something different to prevent me from being attacked? Well, no, not in this situation. No, not in this situation. Or maybe it was the hour I went. I provoked them by going at 10 o'clock at night. At one time I used to serve papers to midnight every day. Now today, with the new collection agency work, in California, you can't serve past 9 o'clock. Otherwise, it's considered civil harassment, and they can, file a lawsuit against the attorney for being harassed on a collection item. So we have different laws that are constantly going against us, But I just don't think people are using good practice, and they and times I get that they want to get the job done, but they could have left the property in the one that got shot, could have gone next door. Hey, do you know if so-and-so lives there? How many times, I don't know if Mike or you guys or anybody in here does this, but I've got papers where, hey, before I get to the door, if I know this is a tough paper and I really need to get this, I'll start Googling. Let me see if I can find his photo. Is he on Facebook? Does he have his picture? Listen, if somebody wants to serve Mike Kern, they'll be able to serve Mike Kern, because let me tell you, I'm not hiding. You can get me 6 different ways if you really want to get me. You follow me. I'm all over social media. Now, the average person is not like me, but there's a lot of people. We served someone today we've been trying to serve, and the first thing I did is I pulled up his photo on social media. And, of course, we really wanted to get him. And, of course, he was so proud of his new job. The client has been trying to serve him for 6 months, and he posted he's working at this new job. I dropped what I was doing and ran over there and served him today. And of course, when I caught him as we're walking in, he's sitting there talking to the girl, and I have a photo of him, and I'm asking for it. He turns right at me and looks, and the lady goes, "Oh, no, he's not in today." And I'm looking right at the guy. I go, "Yeah, but that's great that you said that, because I'm looking right at him. I have a photo of him." He goes, "Oh, I'm not taking it." "Oh, you're served." I dropped it and called it a day. But if I didn't have that photo, I would have been conned. I would have never known that it was him. So I'm telling people, listen, you got to put some effort. And I constantly hate, well, you're just delivering papers. No, I am not the pizza delivery guy.
Yeah.
I have a professional job. It protects due process, and you have to understand what that is. I mean, I hate when people try to refer to us as a pizza delivery person. Pizza delivery doesn't care if it gets done. He's taking the thing from A, delivering it to B, give me my money, I'm out. There's nothing else after that done. After you deliver the pizza, he's out of the thing. That's a pizza delivery. That is not us. And so I hate, that we have this stereotype that we're pizza delivery people. We're not. Now, there is people that act like pizza delivery people. I just don't believe I'm one of them. But, I think you need to act professional. I get annoyed when I also see processors dressed like they're going to the beach. They're wearing flip-flops, shorts, and a tank top. I'm like, really? This is how we're going to dress? And you expect people to respect you to go into the door to get served? No. I'm not saying you have to dress in a suit, but, wear a decent shirt. I mean, wear a polo shirt, wear pants, jeans, something, wear something that looks decent when you're going to go to the door to serve somebody. And we have several processors who wear full-blown dress shirt, dress slacks, dress shoes, and they serve law firms, and they don't have the problem serving people because they look respectable walking in. They're not dressed like they're going to the beach or to a baseball game today. I guess, what's common sense to one is not common sense to another. So those are some pet peeves that I constantly see. And when you tell someone that, they go, "Oh, really?" like I'm giving them some kind of earth-shattering news. It's nothing earth-shattering. It's just common sense stuff. But, it is what it is.
So Mike, how do you use constant contact? I'm really intrigued on just the whole principle. I use a bunch of different automation tools for emailing and things like that. But are you using, because I see your blog posts come on social media. I don't get them via email, but I think it's probably because I'm not on your email list.
Correct. I'll add you if you want.
But I'm just wondering, constant contact, how do people get on your list, and then how do you utilize it?
So it just came, we had a thing where you could sign up to the newsletter, which was basically constant contact. It's been taken off in the last 6 weeks. It's going back on. Right now I have mailing list. I go to, I'm going to LSI, not this weekend because I'm leaving for Seattle tomorrow for the NAPS board meeting this weekend. But the following weekend, LSI, which is Legal Secretaries Inc. in California, which has 2,300 legal secretaries that belong to it, they're having one of their annual conferences here in Glendale, California, and I'm a vendor. I'm also a keynote speaker for Saturday night's event. And one of the things we're going to discuss, and I have to talk about something inspirational and talk about something that has to do with law. And while we're discussing it, I was having this discussion with one of the girls from LSI and go, "Hey, how do I get a list?" So because I'm connected to a lot of people that are LSI members, I'm on a lot of different other marketing lists. And what I noticed on some of these girls, some of them are so want to just set it out quick. They sent out an email list, and several days, they sent out a contact list, distribution list that gave me a list of 2,000 emails in the email blast. I mean, it went on for I took and copied all of it, dropped it in a Word document, and added it all to my Constant Contact. Now, in Constant Contact, as you know, you can opt out anytime they want to.
Yeah.
But I started building a following also, that because I started putting out all these blogs and putting out information, and I'm good friends with the president and the vice president and all the different board members of it, they start sharing my stuff, and then they turn around, hey, can you add me to the list? Can you add me to the thing? You know, so I don't have to keep going back to the blog. I'll just get an update. I also have multiple Constant Contact blogs. So I have my master one, which is the monthly newsletter, and I'll have 3 different topics. Talk about something that's going on in the industry or whatever, or profession, depending. I'll have something about e-filing. I'll have something about our general services. And then you'll talk about some kind of newsworthy thing that's happening or that's taking place currently that could affect us, or changes that are going to happen that, hey, beware, or the filing fees went up, or whatever it is. And then I'll send out a special email if it's really important that clients know about it right now. I'll send out an email that's dedicated just to that one item. So like we just had a major update having to do with e-filing in California. I think you saw it on my blog, Michael, talking about all the different things that the courts are doing that we've already complained about, things that they're making modifications, and they're working the software right now. So we made a whole blog on it to instruct clients, hey, these are the things, here's the tools. Mike helped me build a really great YouTube video for how to bookmark, how to hyperlink, that kind of stuff. That has been very well. I put that in the link. So that way you're constantly marketing yourself, but at the same time, you're just not doing a whole Constant Contact of, here, this is all about me, use me. You got to provide something other than just marketing. You're going to have to give them something that benefits them. Hey, did you know the first female woman attorney was never practiced law and never went through law school and became an attorney in 1886? Okay, there's something that, you know, inspires people.
Yeah,
So
it was cool.
those are the kind of things that I put out. So you put out something that's inspiring or something new. Did you know? I think actually that's what I call it. Did you know? And that'll be something that we put out. Mike, I think, saw today that I put out something on my own personal Facebook that I put out. You know, people today don't, you think about what you want, but what do I have to do to achieve that? Am I willing to do it? And is it legal? You know, there's a lot of things. So I put out different things that, and as I see Jacob lately, he's just going crazy with social media. That's just like, my God, it's just blowing up. But, you know, I love it. I love it that you're doing it. You know, it motivates me to do other things and try to fit it in my daily work schedule with everything else going on, you know. But Constant Contact is a great thing. Another one to use is MailChimp. Now, I heard MailChimp is cheaper. And it works very much the same. You know, they got different templates. You can have your master template, and then you can create the different templates. You also can create one for every holiday. 4th of July, you send it out to all your customers. Hey, wishing everybody a happy 4th of July. Hey, Happy New Year, whatever it is. And you can schedule it right out there. You're not standing there, and they'll just email blast how many thousands of people you're out there. Another thing that we started to do, we started sending out emails for our clients that say we constantly do a great job. We try to do a thing that we just sent out on Monday, I think this week. Yeah, Monday this week. We sent out for people to inspire people to write a review about us. Send us a copy of the review, and it gets published, and we have a review about it. We'll send you a $25 gift card. Let me tell you, it is the best $25 you will spend. It's actually worth more than that. It's worth 10 times that for what you get for a review. So if you get, you know, matter of fact, I would, anybody use me, knows me, Jacob and me done work before, Mike and me done work, did a review on me, I'd send you a $25 gift card. It's well worth it. I've had it where I'm going to go to legal secretaries. There's going to be several of my clients there. I'm going to tell them right there, write a review right here while you're at conference. I'll give you a $25 gift card before you leave. You know, it's marketing. Legal secretaries want stuff. They want free stuff. They want stuff that's going to put in their pocket, that they're going to benefit from it, not their law firm. Their law firm, they don't care. Is billing it out. It's their money. Paralegals, legal secretaries like when I give them free cups, pens, mouse pads,
gift cards.
They love the gift cards. How about spa treatments?
Yeah, they like Starbucks.
Oh, they love Starbucks. Starbucks and me are best friends, you know.
Yep.
So, I mean, you know, and I'll tell you, spa treatments are another big thing lately. We have a deal, we did a marketing deal where we have this huge condo that's about $20K a month. And, you know, they were always paying 90 days. I told the girl, I said, I tell you what, for every $1,000 you do, and I get paid net 5 days from billing, so I bill you at the end of the month, it's 20,000. I get paid by the 5th. For every 1,000 that you bill me, I will give you a $50 gift card. So it's a 5% return. And I'll break them up in $25 gift cards. So I just order a whole truckload of gift cards. Let me tell you, they've had people drive down from West LA down to downtown. Make sure I have that check on that 5th day, because they don't want to lose that, because it says in my deal, if I don't get paid by the 5th day, you forfeit the gift cards for that month.
Yeah.
But you know what? What is it worth by you waiting for that 90 days to get $20,000? So that means you're always holding $60,000 on the books at all time of your money. Well, since then, I don't have that money no more. Now, that has changed now over the last several years with now e-filing, and now we have 90% of our clients on electronic payment. So it's either ACH or credit card. There's only 10% of my clientele that actually still write me a check. But now my vice president of our company is now sent out a notice now to our clients that are left of the 10% saying, October 1st, you need to be on ACH or credit card or your account goes on hold.
Yeah.
Because all the big ones embrace it. So you're going to have these, so those 10% on my business, how much does that equal? I don't know, $15,000, $20,000 maybe, give or take. But listen, I need to move to the technology. Everybody else has already embraced it. They're already used to it. So whether they're using me or one of my competitors that offers it, they're already used to it. So it's not like it's earth-shattering news that, oh my God, I can't believe you're doing this to us. It's just the way of the times. And the problem is that you're seeing a lot of people not embracing the technology today. I don't understand it, you know. You have to embrace technology. Me and Robin use it like crazy. I'm sure several of you others, I know Michael uses it nonstop. God embrace technology. You know, they go, oh my God, this is going to be a problem. I don't know what I'm going to do. Listen, there's enough help on the net, enough help with the resources like this to teach people how to do it. I've helped people where they've seen Michael's PSD in university and have sent me private messages. Hey, can you ask me? I would send them to that, even though that Mike doesn't even know it's even happening. I've had people send me stuff. You know, listen, I believe all processors, we're all a collective group. We're supposed to work together. Even though we're all competitors, we're a collective group. I wouldn't want to do anything to hurt you no more than someone wants to do to me. But at the same time, we're all running a business trying to make a dollar. So how can we do it so that we all can be efficient? And that's how I look at it. So.
That's good. Well, I appreciate it, Mike. I appreciate you taking the time to come on and do the mentor moment. Looks like someone was trying to get on. They're not on. It's like, it's over, man. So what questions we have? We'll open it up. What questions do you guys have for Mike, or just in general questions you may have written down this week thinking about, you know what, I want to bring this up on the mastermind meeting?
I don't have a question, but it's kind of a follow-up to what Mike was saying about the Gmail. It's my pet peeve on these people that have Yahoo accounts. And I even see big companies that send out stuff with Gmail at the end, even though they have their own servers. I mean, if you got your own website, I don't understand why you don't have your own email address. You know?
There's that number.
Yeah, I think it's only like $10. I mean, I think I pay $10 or $11 a month.
Yeah, I mean, I just run it on my same server. I don't understand why these people, you know, don't have their own.
Yeah,
stuff.
for the email, right?
Yeah. Well, it's an opportunity to market your business too, right? Like when you send an email to someone, or when it's when it's on your Google business page, or when it's on your Instagram or wherever it's at, like they immediately, when they see that email anywhere, it's saying your name instead of something else. I mean, I guess you could put the name of your business at Gmail. But it does signify a different professional level, like where you're at professionally. It doesn't mean that, like, you can't get there. It just means that it's kind of the next step, probably.
Yeah, I think it jumps you ahead. I think it throws out a better image for you.
For sure.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. Hey, you know what? I do have a question regarding, I know Magic Mike and Robin do a lot of, networking on promoting and things like that. Gary Vee was recently talking about TikTok and saying, what is your opinion on the next big social media platform? I mean, just out of your perspective, you know what I mean, with everything going on. I know right now, you know, Instagram ads, you know, Facebook ads, of course, you know, but you know, every platform has a different age group, you know, and TikTok I know is as small as the young age group, but Gary V, I mean, was pretty, I think, pretty point on. What is your opinion on that?
Are you asking me?
Well, whoever wants to jump on the grenade.
Well,
I want to weigh in on that.
Except for Pete. Except for Pete, because he's flying.
He's flying. I'm going to LA, the Angels, right? So I just say, when it comes to social media, you're right. And Gary V, I watch Gary V religiously, even though he drops F-bombs every 2 seconds, right?
Yeah,
but
every word, yeah.
He knows his stuff, man. So what it is like the different social medias, that's what they are. They're social. So when we go to our social media account, we socialize with our people, and usually the different age groups have the different, you know, you got Trump is on Twitter, right? Or the older, a little bit older generation is on Twitter. Now this isn't like 100%. This is just like 80% of that age group is going to be on that. It's a high percentage on that platform. Whereas like you go to the next millennials, if you'll say, right, it was more of the Facebook, right? And then you go younger, it goes to Instagram and then Snapchat. And so it's important to understand that, because as we get older, right, it showed Twitter users like, you know, in 40 years, all the Twitter users will be dead. Right? That's what it was showing according to the numbers. So I don't know if that's true, but so the younger generation, right, the people that are like 13, 14, you know, using these silly little apps, you don't necessarily have to be on it right now, because they're not going to bring you any money. What Gary V is saying, though, is if you master it and you do get on it early, those people that are 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 that might be using it, 10 years from now, they'll be 20, you know, they'll be 27, they'll be 26, they'll be 20, and you'll be so early on that the ad spend, if you're just running ads on something like TikTok or one of these other silly ones, right, that are just coming out that really don't matter right now to most people, then the ROI, the return on that investment is insane. Like you guys have been looking at my Facebook, you know, if you're in the collaboration group, you'll see the post. I mean, $35 to have 50,000, I mean, to have 10,000 people see a post, or even $250 to have, you know, over 50,000 people view that little 60-second clip, and 6,000 of them watched it all the way through. Like you can't pay for that kind of exposure on Google. You just can't do it. And so the crazy part about that is, if you would have done the same thing 10 years ago, you could have paid $10 and got 50,000 views, because nobody was doing it. So it's literally just like Google. It's an auction for people's views. And so different people are trying to run ads against your ad for people's views on whatever social platform it is. So if you understand that, you're basically auctioning. It auctions over and over for people's views. It's really cheap, but like if you do it right, you can get down to like 1 cent. So for those of you guys, we'll just mention it real quick. So for those of you guys that have been getting the posts for the collaboration, the post collaboration, it's not just like, hey, can you please share my stuff? It's a collaboration. Like you guys, I want to help you guys do a post, a 60-second post, ideally, about your business. You can even go on Fiverr and say, you know, I'll even help you create one if you want. You know, I charge $250 to do like a complete video from beginning to end. But you guys are in the inner circle, you know, we can talk. If you're going to do most of the work, I can help you figure it out, right? But the idea is to have this thing put on social media. Everyone else in the collaboration group goes on and shares your post. It like 15x. I've done the numbers a few times. It's about 15x. So if you get like 10 or 20 or like, you know, people to share one post that you are spending money to run ads to, Google doesn't just show it to like your local people and then like a few other people where you're paying like 5 cents a view or 10 cents a view. No, it shares it like times 15 X's. So this is good stuff. It doesn't go viral, but that's kind of the concept. It goes like 15X when people share the posts. And then what happens is it shows you your cents per view goes down to like 1 cent or less than 1 cent per view. And the key first is to create a good video. And so one way to do that is just to make like, if you don't want to pay to have one professionally made, right? Just record yourself or your wife or like someone in your business, or just walk around your office and show people what your office looks like and try to keep it under 60 seconds. And then just do like 5 to 10 videos like that, post them all, right? And then see the kind of engagement they're getting organically. And when you get one of those that gets a lot of shares and everyone's commenting and like, this is so cool, I didn't know this about your business, whatever, then boost that one. So if you're trying to do it really cheap, that would be the way to do it. Do like 5 to 10 videos, each of them 60 seconds long, and do it. You can do it over the course of 2 weeks, but then pay attention to those 10 posts and see which one's getting the most traffic, and then double down and boost that one. That's the cheapest way to go. And then take that post link, share it via Messenger directly to the post collaboration group that we're in, so that we can all go click on it and share it and like it, because then it'll just explode. So.
But Mike, I agree with the social, but you don't go to Walmart and Kmart and go shopping for a private investigator and a process server. So I look at it, and Mike looks at it too, and I know Michael Reed, is that everywhere you go, the grocery clerk, the teacher, the speaking at your children's school, the fireman, the police officer that came by and wanted to talk to you about your neighbor. I mean, I give my card, my little red card, to everybody, because I don't know when they're ever going to need me, ever. Because you just don't go shopping at Walmart for a process server or a private investigator. Even out of state, too. Like, I've got a job right now where I've got to prove a convicted felon lives in Tennessee. Well, I just found out, and I just found this out, Mike, Tennessee accepts our license. So you'll get to know that as a PI, what state accepts what state's license. And we just now can go to Tennessee for 15 days. So I'm on my 3rd day, knowing that I have some Tennessee records I have to get now, but I'm doing surveillance. So I'm going to hire a Tennessee process server to go get this for my case, because the hearing's Tuesday. But I'm also going to give my card out to the Tennessee people. I'm going to give my card out. I gave my card out in Mexico. You know, so I know social media is there, and it's always going to be there, because I made some really goofy videos probably about a year ago, and they keep popping up. But you also have to look at the totality of your advertising and your marketing. Yeah. You know, you never know when they're going to need you, ever. I mean, ever. So,
that's true. That's a good point. But just so with the thing, just to clarify with the different types of marketing, right? So what you're talking about, like handing out your card, that's like guerrilla marketing, right? Where you're like pounding the pavement, you're giving out your card like everywhere you're going. That's like the best marketing for immediate revenue, right? And then you have Google marketing, which is I think it's called inbound marketing, right? It's like you want people who are coming and looking for you to be able to find you on Google. That's where your SEO comes in and all that kind of stuff. And then the last one that almost nobody does, unless you're a big company, is brand marketing. And that's what we're talking about with social media. Is like brand marketing is like, you know, the paralegal who saw Mike Kern, let's say on Google down in LA, right? He searched process server in LA, finds direct legal. And then the next couple times she looked for someone, she didn't find him. Hopefully you have something in place to keep that customer, but let's just say you don't, right? They go to look for a process server the next time. They can't remember the name of it, right? Sometimes that type of stuff happens. And so branding is everything. If you can brand your business, you'll go from being a commodity, was like, who's cheaper, to I'm not using anyone else but this specific company like Direct Legal, because well, first of all, they're a huge company. Like, I see them everywhere. So you can have this theme that you are this big, huge, giant company, but you're really only spending like $50 a month on ads because you're targeting only the paralegals in your area. It looks like you're the guy that's everywhere. You're the guy and you're retargeting them on the different social media. So if you understand it, if you understand those 3 pieces, right? The guerrilla marketing, they call it different things, right? The guerrilla marketing, the inbound marketing, which is where that's one of the most important as well, because people are searching for you on Google. You got to be found. If you're not, then like I won't call them out, but I was helping someone today, and she's like, yeah, things have been going pretty good, but we haven't been getting any calls. And then I said, okay, well, how's your SEO? How's your Google My Business? So we went and looked at it. Like, she doesn't even have one. And I was just kind of like beside myself, like you're not going to get any calls. Like, no, how is anyone going to call you? Google is where people go to call you. That's where they go. People go to Google, maybe Yelp sometimes, I guess, but Google's where they're going to go to call you. Handing out cards directly, like the word of mouth type guerrilla marketing, that is like one of the best, but it's not scalable, right? It's not scalable. And then branding is scalable. Branding, if you do it right on Facebook, is scalable. You can have tens of thousands of people being introduced to your brand, your video, your marketing, your message for pennies, right? So how much time does it cost you to like give someone a card, like go over here, go door to door? That's all good, but it's something you got to do, but it's a whole different type of marketing. And then when it comes to brand marketing, like for one penny, like, I don't know, it's just something that excites me. Like it's hard for me not to just dump every penny I have into it because it's so cheap, right? It's so cheap a penny to have someone view a video that like, hey, we do it right, where my son like serves my other son, and they walk out. I don't know if you guys saw that video, but like he walks out, gets in the car and shuts the door. You know, that was just one quick little 60-second clip that we did. And it was kind of just as a part of this training that we're creating, this training course that we're making for California. So yeah, that's it. I appreciate you asking that question, Jacob. You kind of struck my my marketing nerve, so I ranted for 9 minutes. All right. Do we have any other questions or comments?
Okay. So last week we were talking about marketing on the budget.
Oh, it's Pete.
And yep. I made a mistake, and I'll admit this, but like you said, the SEO is very important. If you do something on your website, advertise the same way you're doing it on your website, and do it the same way across all platforms. Because if you do, then the SEO part of it will be found a lot easier in the search conditions. Now, I did 2 $10 ads a month and a half ago, and the ads have already expired and I haven't renewed them yet because I'm still due from those 2 ads. Okay. I have yet to pay to re-up them, okay? But when you think about the income that comes off of those 2 $10 ads, one was done in LA, one was done in Sacramento. I now have acquired a client in LA. They don't come to me continuously, but when they come, they're at $300 or $400 a pop.
Nice.
Which you can never turn that income down. But here's something that's key, and I haven't done it yet, but I'm thinking I've got to continue doing it this way. When you make that ad, whatever generated revenue comes in off that ad, you've got to decide 5 or 10% of that revenue needs to go back to putting in another ad. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah, you got to have a budget.
You said it.
Yeah.
You said it best, though. The SEO is the most important key on it all, because that's how they're going to find you on Google.
That's your short-term marketing. Yeah.
The thing is that with Twitter, you've got your hashtags, okay? And with this program, you've got that. Now, TikTok, that's a whole different age group altogether. They are totally young.
Yeah.
I've looked at the videos. I'm disinterested in it, okay? But that's where I am. I'm in a different generation than them. So when you ask, what do you think about it? Okay, if you want to market to that generation, that's perfect. You got to consider, where do you want to market? Where do you want your revenue from? Last week when we looked at the charts said you're getting revenue from the mid 30s into the late 40s, early 50s. Okay? Looking at that and basing your advertising on that, that's one group. So what you okay, how do I market the group?
You're breaking up a little bit there, Pete.
Yeah, I don't think that you can.
Breaking up because I'm going into the Los Altos Hills.
But I don't think you could base that age bracket on 30 to 40s across the board, because every outlet is going to have a different different
demographic. Yeah.
demographic. So those numbers are going to be different when you look at them on Instagram or
Right.
Twitter or LinkedIn. You know, they're all going to be different. Although 30 to 40 is probably a good guess, but they will be different. You know, on the different. That judge in, man.
but that's the key. Okay,
Yeah.
that's the key that I learned last week from this. You need to pick the group and the venue that fits the group. So you can have 5 group every venue. If you run the marketing properly, then you'll never stop working.
I think the thing about Pete, I think the thing about TikTok is this. I'm not sure if you can hear me. You're frozen. But I think the thing about TikTok is that it's not a market that any of us are probably even interested in advertising today. But in building the brand, you know, Instagram was the exact same way 5-10 years ago.
Right.
I mean, I would be interested to see what, you know, Mike Kern has to say about that. When do you feel, or Mike Reed, when do you feel that people turned on the heat with Instagram? You know, Facebook, when it first came out, people missed that boat in the very beginning. You know, people were not advertising through there. And that's where Gary Vee talks about those numbers, you know, and he invested and he played it right. You know, he played it smart. So that's kind of what I was trying to do, is look at that curve ahead of the curve. You know, is TikTok the next thing, or is there something else that's out there up and coming? You know, because I'm sure there's 10 other things. Who knows? Google fish or something. I don't know. There's different names, you know.
Well, as if you remember, even they had Google Plus was supposed to be the next big thing.
Right. Mm-hmm.
It just didn't take off. In, what was it, April this year? They sent out notice back at the beginning of the year saying April something that, you know, anything you have in there you want, you need to copy over or whatever, because it's going to go down and you're going to lose it all.
Yeah.
Because they could not get the retraction they were looking for it to spend the time on it on Google Plus, which was supposed to be like a business marketing thing, but it just didn't take off like it is with LinkedIn. So yeah, you know, TikTok might be the next different thing. You know, matter of fact, I'm starting to set up a plan to start marketing our own company on Instagram right now. Not so much on for LinkedIn, because it seems like LinkedIn is more about, you know, finding a job, more of that kind of connection. Yes, though I've gotten work from LinkedIn, but I find that you're going to get better retraction. I'm sure that Mike could even tell you with the YouTube videos. You know, even that I'm trying to set myself up that I can spend more time doing that, because it takes quite a bit of time. You know, I know what Michael went through to help me do several of them. So, but it's definitely worth the investment. And I've had many videos. I mean, listen, you guys can make little simple videos that cost you hardly any money. It won't necessarily be yours, but it could be something that's just funny and going, hey, you know, if you look at even our YouTube channel, you'll see that I have lots of 15 to 40-second videos, and they're funny. And then it says, you know, it shows a guy leaping from the building and hitting the ground, and, you know, looks like Superman. And all of a sudden he goes, you know, we leap to new boundaries to get the job done. You know, call Direct Legal, and it's got our logo at the end. I mean, that was funny, but I get a lot of people that thought that was cool. You know, so sometimes it could be humorous. Sometimes it doesn't have, the marketing is all within it without really pushing the marketing.
Yeah.
So, you know, and those little videos cost $50 a piece to make. It's nothing. Make a little cool video. You can put it on your thing, and you'd be a bit surprised on how that stuff ranks. You would think, oh, that's so stupid. Well, it'll rank. So
yeah,
definitely worth the time.
So I agree with what Gary Vee says, Jacob, in regards to the those other platforms that like the little kids are using. That, you know, like, because he went in on Twitter, he was one of the first ones in on Twitter, like doing marketing and ads and stuff like that, and that's one of the reasons why he has such a big following, because he was the only one running ads. He was one of the only ones marketing wine on Google, so that's one of the reasons why he, you know, blew up. It's like, how are we selling wine online? Well, no one's stopping us. Let's do it. So then he started doubling down on his ads, and that's how he became, you know, his father's business became really wealthy. So I think that it's industry, it changes for each industry. If I was selling t-shirts, right, I would definitely be on TikTok or whatever it's called and like doubling down to sell my t-shirts, because even kids can buy t-shirts, right? For process serving in the legal industry, like unless you were going to be like superhero theme, that's my theme. Like I guess if you wanted to be like or private investigator, right? Like you have the you could do some kind of like a little thing to get kids to go like, I want to be a PI when I grow up, So there are some things you could do to get the kids talking so that as they grow up, they're like, yeah, I want to, like branding is everything. So, but do you want to go out and spend thousands of dollars on ads to get kids to know your business? Probably not. But at some point,
Mike, sometimes branding doesn't have to cost anything. Now that you're in the PI business, you can, I have some good friends that are reporters. So sometimes you'll come up against a good case that you investigate, and either you want to be part of the case or you don't, but you establish a relationship with a reporter, and they never disclose you or anything unless you want to, but sometimes you want to be part of the story. So the second you're on the story, like I've just been on 90 Day Fiancé twice, and I was really fake, so I'm just letting you know. It was really fake. But anyway,
really?
In doing that, that didn't cost anything. I know that put my ratings up as far as Channel 2, in Atlanta. So sometimes TV can help a lot, and ads and writing articles and all kinds of stuff can help too, and that doesn't cost any money.
Yeah.
Well, everything you're doing, Robin, I think is really like on point. Like when I interviewed you for the podcast, that was the idea, was like, I'm really fascinated with that. And I think being a private investigator, you really do have that opportunity to go like, people would like to hear about this, whether it's important or not. Like really, who cares? If the news would really want to hear it and you think other people would want to hear about it, then why not? And not. So one question that did come to my mind, I think after our interview, is do your clients ever get upset? Like, how come the news was there? Like, why are you putting our case on blast? Is that something you've had to deal with?
No, because a lot of times some of my cases are like, you have a tree service where, or a roof service where the person never showed up for the roof. They never paid. They got scammed. So obviously going on Channel 2, that's going to get their attention. So I don't ever go on TV without not talking to my client about like the missing child we had that I found in Utah or Nevada. We did that whole clip. He knew we were going on TV. Well, I mean, he owed me a lot of money. So, because I spent a lot of time away from my business with this child, and this child, and they ended up getting back together. But
that's really
anyway,
cool.
So I wrote an article for TLO. TLO had an article for that.
Which was great.
I mean, I never go on TV with any case unless somebody says, I want you there with my face. But sometimes it's like the workman's comp case where the illegal person was working at the GBI. I mean, that was like nobody's case, but it was a story. So I want people to think that private investigators, just aren't lurking in the woods, and process service just aren't hiding in the trees, and that we do work and we do really good cases, and we have big cases. I mean, I'm handling the Wayne Williams case, the Atlanta murders here in Georgia. So, all I can say is sometimes you can make your own advertising by relationships with the media.
It's good. So one thing that's cool about the media is it actually is like, it's like taking the branding of social media along with the targeted, highly targeted SEO, right? When someone's looking for you, because when someone's watching that, they're getting the brand, even if they're sitting on their couch, right? They know who you are, but at the same time, at some point they're like, Martinelli Investigations, you can give them a call at blah, blah, blah. I don't know if you ever add that stuff in or have it on the screen or whatever, but
Or put it on your website. You can put it on your website.
Yeah, that's true. And it's there's a credibility thing there too, right? That you're on the news. It's like, oh, like you're sitting down anytime you're scrolling and on YouTube and you see someone sitting down with anyone famous, you're like, okay, so they have some credibility if that person's going to interview them. So yeah, it definitely is amazing. So we got like a powerhouse team here, you guys. You when you meet with people a lot, you tend to think like, oh, you just know them or things about them and stuff. But I want you guys to know, like, I'm really proud to be a part of this group. I know that like I've organized it and stuff, but so I can pat my back a little bit, right? But I don't know if I would be a part of this group without having been the one that organized it. So I appreciate your guys' your time and being the elite professionals that you are. And it's been great. Just stay safe out there, and man, it's tough. You got to stay safe and keep good principles and practices. And if you know anybody who's interested in their website, we're doing that tomorrow. I'm having a webinar where I'm going to walk them through it, teaching them exactly how to do or what I do. And you can do it yourself. Like I'm going to teach people how to do it themselves. And then, I'm going to make an offer to them to do it for them, for the setup fee. So thank you guys again for coming on, and stay safe.
Yeah, don't get shot.
Don't get shot. Someone tells you to leave.
Pay attention to the signs.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Have a good one.
See y'all.
Thanks, Mike. See you, Mike.
Bye.
Appreciate it, Mr. Kern. Thank you.
Anytime.